Good morning from Vienna, where today I'm taking the relatively short 2-hour flight back to London. First order of the day is to get back out to the airport using the CAT, that's the City Airport train. It has its own check-in terminal and this handy city bag drop, which is something that British Midland used to do at Paddington many years ago. A short escalator ride later, and we're at Austrian's premium check-in, something that Star Alliance always does really well in my experience. There's not an awful lot to do in the G-Gates area, except for me stumbling upon this Mont Blanc store. I'm a sucker for Mont Blanc stuff, so I buy myself a new wallet, which isn't very different to the last one. After that, it's straight up to the lounge. On the left you've got the Sky Lounge Priority Pass, on the right you've got the Austrian Airlines Star Alliance lounges. Bit of a sore head from the red wine last night, so the food and drink are quite welcome. Choice isn't great, but the quality is really good. There are actually 3 lounges here in the Star Alliance setup. This lounge, which is the Senator Lounge, that's for people with Star Alliance Gold status. There's the Business Class Lounge, which is aptly named because if you're in business class, that's the lounge you're going to be in. Or if you've got Uber exclusive On Circle status with the Lufthansa Group or travelling in first class, there's a special lounge for you as well. After breakfast, I go for a wander and find these semi-private sleeping areas, which are very attractive if you've got a hangover like me. After a short sleep, it's time to move on and have a look at the aircraft movements. This is an area that is really good for viewing. But if you want the best views, then simply head to the gates, where we can see today's aircraft, which is an 8-year-old Airbus A320. And with a certain amount of narcissistic diva pleasure, I'm put into this holding area, which is sealed off to everybody else. If you're travelling in First Business or Star Alliance Gold, you're not going to have to queue with everybody else, you don't even have to sit with them. You get put into this sealed off area, waiting to board the aircraft. It's just my cup of tea. Boarding is a very straightforward and peaceful experience, and I'd appreciated that from Austrian today. Legroom is okay, it's very similar to British Airways, Club Europe and pretty much every other European business class carrier these days. As with British Airways, they block off the middle seats so you never have to sit next to anybody. Marvellous. Pushback is bang on time on what's going to be a very quiet flight today. Up here in business class there are only me and 3 other people. I've sped up the takeoff scene today folks, but if you want to see the full speed takeoff then I'll pop a link up above. Soon after takeoff, lunch is served. I'm particularly impressed with the way things are laid out, including these gold-handled teacups. Very nice. The quality of the food was excellent, not sure what it was, but it tasted really good. And of course, now that my hangover is lifting, it's time to start drinking some red wine again. More red wine, and I'm handed this paperclip stroke clothes peg. I'm not sure what this is. Onto my 4th glass of red wine since boarding, and I decide after lunch to take a look out of the window, and I have to say, it's a very nice day for flying and I'm really enjoying this flight. Yeah, you get the picture. Flying high at 38,000 feet today, I'm pondering the future of air travel and, of course, the fact that this may be my last flight for a while. You all know what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to talk about it on YouTube, but yeah, bit of a lump in the throat moment, folks, I don't mind saying. As we descend through these fluffy clouds down towards London Heathrow, I must say, I've really enjoyed my Austrian Airlines experiences the last few days. Do stick with me folks to the end of the video where, once we get on the ground, I'll sum up what I really liked about Austrian Airlines these last few days. But what I can tell you is, for the first time ever, based on these flights, I am looking to do a long-haul business class flight with Austrian, possibly in 2021. And just a reminder, ladies and gents, while we're descending, you can follow me in real time on Twitter at @MomentsInTheSky. But for now, I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the landing. So just stepped off the Austrian Airlines business class trip back from Vienna, and I have to say, wow, really wow, I am so impressed with Austrian Airlines. The attentiveness to detail, I love the little gold edged handles on the cup, and fantastic. If you're a creature of comfort like I am and crave consistency, then having flown on a couple of Austrian Airlines, both in economy and business the last couple of days, it's been excellent, really top notch. I'd say if you just have to give it a go, give them a go. I really enjoyed it. Possibly, definitely amongst the best of the European carriers that I've ever flown on, but possibly the best. I'm not sure, I'll ever think about it some more, but really wow. I was just bowled over by the service, by the aircraft. It was so clean. The service, the red wine, which I've had lots to drink, they just, as soon as the glass started getting empty, they bring you some more. So yeah, I can't recommend it highly enough, as you can tell. I really enjoyed it. I've loved flying with Austrian the last few days. So on that note, on that high note, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.